Got a game against the not so mighty Ducks. Opening a face off with Fee, Kathy, Rayhan, Ray, and David No. Oh, little oopsie daisies right there. I was hoping we would have gotten the board checking down a little bit better. But, you know, for those who need a little refresher, what do I say that is the easiest way to do it is we're trying to spring a trap, right? And the first thing is we want to slice that ice in half, and whoever the lead player is trying to put pressure onto them in such a way that you're discouraging them from going this way. So whether Fee needs to come out like this in this pathway rather than straight on, whatever she needs to do to basically discourage this guy from sending anything passing that way, going that way, etc. And you're trying to really force him to go up the ice. And by doing so, then we spring them in the trap with number 2, and eventually, hopefully, number 3, Rayhan, comes in to fill in that middle. Right, so we cut that ice in half. And we're coming in, you're being the shepherd. You don't really necessarily have to take the puck off of them, but you're pressuring them to go this way, which eventually Kathy will spring the trap, and you're just closing the door in on them, trapping them in. And Rayhan is basically wants to close off, forming that edge of the corner of the box, and it just closes in on them. Fortunately, the pathway kind of discourage it, it doesn't discourage him enough, so we get across. But that's okay, right? We just reset it all, and what do we need to do? We're trying to put pressure on them, lead them into the trap of Rayhan. Kathy forms that trap. Let's see what happens. So that worked out a little bit better. So because we're closing off the passing options over here on the box and anything that comes through. So kind of worked out. It's okay. I think eventually we do lose it, but got the right idea. Set again. What are we trying to do? So they weren't able to get it out cleanly, and not too bad. So let's continue. We'll just watch kind of the whole first shift. See what other things. Oh, here's another mistake. So David No was on D. Fortunately, he doesn't watch reviews, so everything I say here you won't hear about, but other players will know. So where he is right now, perfect spot. Maybe along the boards would be preferred. Now watch how he skates away from there and why that is a problem. So he skates away, and now Ray is left on Lonely Island. He doesn't have his D partner to pass to anymore, right? So that's a problem, which eventually he's like, hey, I want to send it across, but Dave is way away from the board, so he's not able to receive it, right? Not helping out his D partner, and so it's a turnover. Well, luckily it didn't because the other skater was not able to get there, but you get the idea. Let's continue watching. Oh! The Andrew banana peel. So this one's funny. For those who don't know, Andrew is a very strong player, but he normally plays right-handed. That is his natural position. And in order to play with us and make it a little bit more fair, he went left-handed, and he has been discombobulated thinking how to do things with the opposite hand and has lost all ability to skate for a moment there. So that's fun. We'll stop the clip here and we'll see you back on the next. Alright, I thought this was really funny. So puck comes out of the zone and she sees the opportunity to just go for a quick change, and Ray hops on and they dump it back in the zone. And Jess is like, oh, they went for a change. You know what? Let me go for a change as well. Why not? And so Ray has to battle these two guys. In the meantime, puck's going everywhere, and Dave is starting to come for the change. He needs to hustle back, but problem number two is everyone's so fixated on going on the attack. Look, and same with Carrie Ann. Oh no, watch. Backdoor, everyone in front of the net. Oh man, just left alone out there. It's a good opportunity for Dave right there. Good block shot. Playing more like a winger than he is like a defenseman. The old wingers coming back online. A good old classic. Alright, got a defensive mistake coming up. He's trying to chase down Fab. That's probably not going to happen. So, Dave falls down. That's fine because Kathy and Ray are both reacting to this. That's fine. But Ray's the opposite D. They got to communicate at this point who's taking this player. And then, do they ever once shoulder check about who's coming down the wing? What are the dangerous players? This is a dangerous player for sure. But one's got to take on it. That's fine. But who's taking care of number 10? Who's taking care of this player? Who's taking this player? No communication, no shoulder checking. So what does that mean? So Ray stops up to be on that backhand. But does he shoulder check? Hasn't shoulder checked yet. And what do we get? Pass one-timer. And Ray's late to react. And another one. Oh, big rebound shot. Missed the net. So there's a big wide open net there. Just yeah, for the sake of got a shoulder check. You know, communicate number one, number two. What's coming down the pipe? And to make matters worse, let's see that happens again. Right? Watch, we got to recover. They missed the net. Now it's coming up here. Everyone's got to reset. Winger is already coming up onto number 6. Perfectly fine. So the D has to identify what are the targets, who are the dangerous ones. We got this player, we got this player. Are they attaching to them? Like the center is not even helping out, right? Everyone's too fixated on the puck. Boom, another one-timer chance right there. No one's there to react. Yikes, big yikes. Luckily they missed. Oh, we get to highlight another Davey boy mistake. So he's a lefty. I don't know. I guess I'm assuming Dave's the lefty as a right-handed player, and Ray is the right D. Based on the positioning so far, it was up to them to choose. But we can see mistakes. What should he be picking on? He should be positioned where basically we got a whole discombobulation going on here. Okay, so Kathy is basically positioned where Dave should be, and basically trying to identify, hey, number 10 is the problem child, and then myself as center is really going to be, this guy is going to be my responsibility, and then Kathy would be on Hans 20. So that's the rough point. Don't really need to identify. We were able to intercept the pass, but you can see how there's like 2 players that were kind of in dangerous chances if he was able to pass it across. Ray does a good job putting pressure on him, but identifying some defensive positioning issues. So big chance for number 10 coming right here. Red tape. Is it a backhand pass by Andrew? Let's rewind the clock right here. Here, backhand pass. I mean, good enough, but good on number 10 to intercept. Red tape, give him a good chance to score. Big save by Cliff. Nicely done. Alright, so right here, let's rewind actually. Strip the puck, we tried to go to that, they dumped it in. I think they're going for a change. That's perfectly fine. So Ray settles it down. Let's break down the whole breakout fundamentals. Not great, and let's just pinpoint a lot of items right here. This whole formation is ripe for the Ducks to absolutely abuse us. They don't, but I'll explain why in a little bit of a moment. So Ray has it in the corner. That's perfectly fine. They got 1-4 checker. That's perfectly fine. Rayhan is way up at the blue line. That's like way too aggressive. I normally say at this red line is the highest you want to be. Absolute highest you want to be in the beginning stages. Why? Because we want to set up a lot of small little triangles. So the other problem, we want to center in this kind of vicinity, maybe straight behind this player. And the whole point of that is they're going to be building up speed coming up the ice like this, but you're also wanting to form little triangles. So if the basis of the triangle right here is Ray, we got an X, we got someone out here, and we got someone right here. Boom, 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 triangle. We can bounce a lot of short passes to each other very quickly. And then Alex, he's the weak side winger. He has a little bit more freedom, but I would have preferred him to start down here, and he builds up speed going across and then up. Or that's one option. Number two is going down here and then building up speed coming up the boards. So there's two options. Option one is coming down, up. Number two is coming down, coming up the boards. Both perfectly fine, but he's got to time it quite well. And then Dave has to be on the opposite corner, because if this guy puts a lot of pressure on him, Ray could always send him back across. And if Dave's not there, he can't do it. So why is this ripe for abuse by the other team? Is if someone's so high up like this, it's a long distance to pass, and if they're on top of it and they're paying attention, easy interception, boom, back the other way, right? And it is the same situation with Alex. He's so far up, someone can easily sneak up behind him, boom, pizza, got a pepperoni slice, and off the other way, right? This is just ripe for abuse, and Carrie Ann is not in a position to go on the breakout with speed up the middle. Let's watch how this, she eventually gets there, but she starts from so far away. So you can see how it starts from this far, like off the screen, but she needed to be going here and then touching the crease and then up and get really close to Ray. So she starts too far away. She's almost like here and then realizes she got to be in the middle. And here's that big pass. Could have been a nasty pizza, but it kind of works out. We're lucky. Like, let's just put it this: we're lucky that the Ducks did not abuse us and punish us for that positioning. But I don't like this. And another one is no one like this is not putting you in a position to build up a lot of speed across the zone. You can see how slow everyone comes up the ice, and they're building speed like only through the blue line, but I would have preferred them building speed way earlier, and it makes it a much more deadly attack, especially like if Rayhan gets it here, turn up the ice, and everyone's coming up together with like already with momentum rather than catching it at the blue line and then turning up. So but okay, we do get in the zone, and here's another example of the Ducks being like they could have abused us, but they didn't, and they're just giving us a little bit of a few freebies. So number one is we've kind of talked about how if the D is really passive like this, you can see how they've backed away from this blue line completely. It gives us a free zone entry. And so Alex just goes in there, kind of relatively uncontested. Now, let's put it back the other way. If this guy is putting so much pressure on Alex, and this D swings across and he's already here at that blue line, what can Alex do? Right? He has got to dump it in or he's going to turn back around. He's basically running right into a brick wall. Luckily for him, he does not run into that, and so he's able to get it quite deep into the zone. Formation now. Positioning by Karayan and Alex, pretty good. Passing up to Ray. Gets it. Opts to not go across and sends it back down low. We got this winger coming in with speed. And he's coming up the middle, so any pass like this is very dangerous. Could come out with a breakaway. Ray does the smart decision, sending it back down low in the corner. Alex is in a good spot. This is a good opportunity for the magic spot one-timer. So his movement's pretty good. Actually, I want to rewind. I want to pay attention to Alex right here. Alex and Karayan moves to the magic spot. Says, okay, not great, but then, yeah, okay, pretty good, Alex, pretty good. And then Karayan says, I don't like my options right now. Well, you had Alex for a moment, but felt pressure from 16. Perfectly fine. Sees that Ray opened up, that this player bit on that pass. So that was a mistake on the Ducks player right there. Let's a little rewind. Right, he was on Ray, was in good position, got caught paying attention to the puck a little bit too much, and then lost his assignment, and so Ray is walking the blue line. Very good. Oh no. So this whole idea is great. So receive the puck. He's got space. We've kind of talked about in the past, if you're a D-man, let's actually rewind the whole thing positionally. Ray's been in a good spot. We've talked about if the puck is on this side of the ice, he's holding on to, like, his sole responsibility is any pucks coming off the boards, he needs to be able to receive it, right? And then now he has space. If we can move the puck towards the middle of the ice, walking that blue line is the next step of the process. There's like a couple options. Number one is walking that blue line, getting it to the middle, and then funneling pucks down the center. Or he could actually skate down the boards himself. Kind of depends on how things open up. And this is a really good spot. He's a left-handed shot, and now if he can prepare, and the lane opens up, boom, shot, rebound opportunities. Rayhan should be right in a good spot to get that in front of the net. Or if that doesn't open up, Dave's another shot opportunity right there as well. As long as you're moving pucks this way, things open up. Unfortunately, he loses it. Classic Ray thing. Everything looks so good until something happens in the last second. We gotta show the Andrew highlights. So coming in with speed, and then he loses the puck. Here is an interesting chance for the Duckies right here. Just got the puck and was kind of losing it behind the net. That's like not necessarily a problem. Now the problem kind of becomes who's covering the net front. If he decides to just skate away, he is our third defenseman. In an ideal world, Jess would be kind of here, closing up, like no one's behind the net, and we're kind of closing off both sides of the net, with the center coming in down to help. And so 38's left in front of the net. We could say Andrew should be maybe closer to him, and Fee also helping out would be the ideal scenario. And then obviously Jess would have her body positioning here, but things were bouncy, and it gives a big chance right there. Could be a goal, but Andrew was able to save us from a goal against. It was rolling in, and that's a kind of a good demonstration of, even if he doesn't have the stick handling abilities, as this is his second time playing as a left-handed skater, as long as you're generally positioned well, good things will happen. Alright, here's actually a small little mistake by Mr. Davy Boy. So the puck is coming from the corner, and he actually bats it out to the middle. And I get the idea. This is actually a very, very common beginner mistake. So we think puck's coming this way, we want to knock it out of the zone. Makes perfect sense. The problem is, generally, any pucks going out this way, let's call it, draw the famous pizza slice, little triangle, the cone of death. Any pucks going this way, you're funneling pucks into the very dangerous area, the slot, and up high in the middle. Exactly where the pucks want to be for the opponent. We'll call it pizza, the cone of death. And right here, boom, shot opportunity gets blocked and into the corner. What we want to do instead is treat it how a goalie would normally treat rebounds. And that is deposit it into the corner. Deposit it into the corner. Unless you can able to handle it and bounce it out or skate it out. But generally, if you're panicking and the puck's coming, get it back in the corner. That's perfectly fine. It may be counterintuitive because the puck just came in this way from this corner. You send it back into the corner. That's perfectly fine. We're sending that rebound back into the corner. We're all there, so we can just dig the puck back out again, and that's not a problem. So here's a small mistake and results in a shot again. So very dangerous chance for the Ducks right there. All right, face off win for the Duckies. Pass down low. Reset. Not able to handle it. West comes charging in. Red Tape has it. Shot on net. And Kathy does a very good job identifying that third forward coming in with speed and able to knock that puck away. Normally that would be a responsibility of the center. But looks like Carrie Ann was caught up a little high. So this is kind of the rare situations where it is appropriate for the wingers to come down and help out. When we identify that our three players are out of commission, they're not there on time, boom, able to neatly deal with that. And once that's like that threat is down, then we get into position, go back to our responsibility, right? Let's watch this breakout. Let's see how it goes. Here's another, boom, another identified mistake, right? Same kind of issue that Dave did. We have control of the puck. Andrew's got it. So he needs to be able to pass to people. So Jess is not over by the Gatorade area. She's got to be able to receive the passes sent across. Our winger's not going towards the boards. Our center's not in the middle. So where does Andrew pass it? That's a big question mark right now going on. This is not looking pretty. Tries to bounce it to Jess and the giveaway. So it's a tough life. He's living a tough life out there. Nobody to pass to. Try to bounce pass out. All right, let's watch it. Round 2, breakout. Fundamental. Brings it back to the safety zone. Jess is okay. Good. Jess is good. Kathy's too high, and now here we go. Example of the abuse that I was saying before. That red line, absolute limit, and even then you're ripe for a D to pinch. And ideally, how would you treat it? So pay attention to Kathy right now, which is this player right here, and how she stops right there and waits for the puck to come up. That's a mistake, in my opinion. What she should have done is skate towards it, pick it up over here, and then she can start turning up. And the reason why I would advise that is once you're drawing the defenseman in deeper and deeper and deeper, it becomes very, very uncomfortable for them to go to pinch that deep into the zone. From the blue line to here, it's not as uncomfortable. If he's going all the way to the hash marks, it's like, okay, hold on a second. If I really screw this up, and the lead man pass up to the center, then I'm in trouble, right? So you can almost say, like, the further down the boards, you're scaling up how uncomfortable they are if you draw that little chart, right? So that's a little mistake. Boom, right for taking to get picked off. and they get a chance right there. Wasn't able to capitalize it, but it is a chance. So, all right, we're getting a lot of visual examples. A lot of visual examples where now they're starting to take advantage of the abuse of us, taking advantage of us going up too high. You can see Rayhan has jumped the gun. They're all the way at the blue line. So the puck comes up and they say, hey, you know, easy pickings. These guys are not paying attention. They're not ready for these passes. But why don't I come in on the attack? We're able to stop it, but that's an example of jumping the gun too high, too far, too fast. All right, here's something I would like to suggest to Kathy is her speed modulation and possibly direction change. So let's watch it and then I'll come back and comment on it. That theoretically should have been the easiest thing to attack and defend in the world, and she's getting closed off because it is so one-dimensional. So does she change speeds? No, I think in fact she went slower. Does she change direction? No. Does she ever suggest with body positioning that she could change directions or speed? No. So what I would perhaps suggest is once she got this, is if she went boom, couple crossovers, threatened to go extreme speed, then boom, cut back across. This is, you're gonna throw this player, Wes, off for a loop. Or you can be like, hey, I'm going this way. Oh, I'm gonna change directions, cross up their legs, and then cross back over. It's gonna discombobulate and buy you a lot of space. Or you can be like, oh, turn up the jets and then slow down and then have them cut through, and then you can cut back across. So you got to change some ideas. Is change the speed, change the direction, go left, go right, and this will become not as easy to defend. And you can see eventually she gets closed off, and what she has to do, she has to turn around, and then got lucky, I have to admit, and was able to get the puck over to Dave. Just a quick one. I feel like I'm bullying Rayhan here. We gotta get those shift times down. Got some long ones so far. Like long as in over 3, touching 4 minutes. So in general, for everyone else that are watching, I like to encourage 1.5 minutes, maybe touching 2 minutes at our level. Even if you're not tired, if you can get it down to what you feel like mentally a minute, I bet you that's going to be actually about 2 minutes in real time. And then that encourages more shifts, and you're going to be more active in the game. All right, we are about to witness what good defensive positioning for a winger does. Boom, jumps right up to the D. And so they send a backhand pass across, slightly ill-advised. And because the path was not to the stick on the left hand, it went up like this way, puts them in a pretty awkward position. So ripe for the abuse. Boop, popped out. And then here we go. We got Andrew, first time, the left-handed stick. Very awkward positioning. The whole left side of the net is open and able to get it in there for the first goal against the Duckies. We're up 1-0 now. Alright, we're about to witness, I believe, the start of a very long defensive shift being hemmed in the zone. Starts with Ray falling on his buttocks. Not necessarily his fault, but it is a problem seeing so many white jerseys in front of the slot area. Alex is very far away from his assignment. I need to see how that happened. Yeah, just slowly coming into the zone. Our center and our D nowhere to be found. Big chance right there. Let's skip ahead to the next face off. Bang, bang, bing, bong, boom. Alright, skipping ahead. Right. You know what? Let's watch the whole thing. Let's see what shenanigans. Wingers are not on the D. Bring it back to the safety zone. Perfectly fine. Okay. But we're not hemmed in at this point. I think it happens a little bit later. Oh, so good, Rayhan. He has been converted. Okay. Alright, so this is not the beginning of the defensive hem zone, but this is just as painful. This is just as painful. Oh my goodness. So Alex, here's a problem. Momentum's killed. We're trying to get in the zone, but they're doing a very good job locking down the blue line. Perfectly fine. And Rayhan gets pushed into offside a little bit, so Alex is not able to enter the zone. That's not a problem. Sees, oh, can't enter the zone, can't enter the zone. Everyone, every single person has momentum and they're standing still, standing still, standing still, standing still. And Alex is just on the lockdown. He's like, oh, nope, 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 nope. And bring it back to the basics. If this is ever, you ever see the situation, what should we do? Oh my god, definitely not that, because turns into a turnover and we're back on the attack. I have to blame this on Alex. Horrible, horrible decision. Alright, so what should you do? You see, you're getting locked down. You need to bring it back all the way into the zone and build up speed together. So there's no threat. Normally, if it's locked down, they're up on the blue line. It means you can dump the puck in because they need to now pivot and chase after it. But you can't do that if everyone's standing still because you also need to build up speed. So what can you do? You go all the way back and you build up speed. You're skating full speed. If they're still stepping up the blue line, you dump it in, and because you're skating so fast, you can get it before them. Now if there's an opening, then you just skate it in. So that's what we should be doing. We should be resetting, not playing games at the blue. Like this is just goofy stuff going on right here. And again, that puts Karyan in a terrible position, and it's a turnover. Right? And they go on to the attack. Alright, so I think this is the start of the long shift in the defensive zone. Let's see what shenanigans we've got ourselves into. Puck down low, that's fine. In the slot, stopped by Jess, so that's fine. Alex tries to get it out, but poked. Get back down low, that's fine. Jess has it. Back across. Brings it up. So because Alex had the puck there, he wasn't on defense. That's fine. Accept that. Skating around, getting down low. Okay. I don't think anything's a problem so far. Maybe a little bit too much chasing by Karyan. Tries to chase down Hans, couldn't quite do it, and they're back. Defense. Alex playing games. Alex playing games on the blue line. Get it out, please. Poke checked. We're already in the zone for 2 minutes. Back on defense once again. Positionally, what the heck happened there? Hold on a second. Oh gosh. Alright, just got it. Coming up with speed down the middle. Alright, so positionally, that hemmed in situation, it wasn't the worst thing. Positionally, weren't too bad. So that also like being a good defensive position also means that the likelihood of dangerous chances don't really pop up. So that's a good thing. We just got stuck in the zone um, for a little bit of a time. Not too terrible. Oh, drop pass didn't quite work out. And what do you got for us, Ray? Dangerous pass across the ice. Sketchy stuff. But oh, big pass by Dave. Shot, rebound, and goal. So I guess the dangerous pass resulted in a goal against. Or a goal for, rather. Goal for the Greenhorns. I thought this was hilarious. So puck's deep in the zone. I'm going for a change. I'm going to get the fresh body on for Carrie Ann. They say, no, you're not going off. Stay back on there. I don't know why, but okay. We play along, blah, 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 blah. Let's skip ahead. And then, so we go for the change. And he's like, no, 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 you're staying on. Like, what the heck's going on here? Right, so they missed the net. Fine. Big block by Jess. We set it back. And then so go off. And then she's like, no, 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 no. 30 seconds left. You stay on. I'm like, I thought you didn't want to take face-offs. And so I'm stuck on for another 30 seconds. The mystery. So we skip ahead. And then now I'm finally allowed to change what happened. So they're coming in with the attack with speed. Dipsy Doodle inside outside. And we can see the gap control not so great, which allows him to come in on ice and shot on Cliff. Another big chance coming up for the Ducks. They've gotten a lot of chances, and you will witness why shortly. Who's responsible for 6? Kathy. Uh-oh. Spaghetti-O, big chance right there. Another big save by Cliff. So far, I'd say the Ducks have gotten way more chances. We've just kind of gotten able to take advantage of our few chances so far. Alright, here comes another attack back into the zone. They're coming in. And once again, oh my, it's like deja vu. Who's responsible for number 6? Kathy. So he is able to have time to pass it around. Oh my goodness. Too much chasing around by our center. And then our winger is also out of position. This is not so pretty. Oh my goodness, backdoor chance right there. Whoa, big block. Is that in the face by Jess? Or the side of the helmet, and then big banana peel. Woo! Ouch. Hopefully no bruises on the buttocks tomorrow. The next day. Right, back. Wow, they are relentless on the attack right now. Okay, send it down low. Should be able to recover from here. Whoa, whoa, what happened there? Oh, got the puck. Who's responsible for number 6? Kathy. Oh my god, another block chance. Alright, I will question the logic on this. So he's coming through, got lots of space. Ice has finally opened up. She's beaten through 3 duckies. Coming in, lots of space to go through. Fee's coming up with speed. And Kathy decides to, you know what? I just beat them all with speed. Ice is opening up. Let's feed you to the wolves. Let's set up the bait for the sharks to kill Rayhan. Set them up for failure. Why don't I? And drops the pass back towards him so that all the ducks can swarm him and quack at his face. And it results in a turnover. Back on defense we go. Alright, so they come in. West comes in. Wasn't able to handle the puck, but gets the pass into the slot. Not able to get a stick lift going, but he gets a shot on. Big save by Cliff. Another chance. Dave tries to clear it. Backhand. Oh my gosh, turnover. Another chance. I swear the shot totals are like 14 for the Ducks and 2 for the Greenhorns. So, or no, I think Ray had a couple. So maybe it's like 14-5 at this point. Uh-oh. Who's responsible for the D? Oh, we're so lucky. Rayhan. Got a chance coming up right here. Alex is able to strip the puck away, taking it wide. And we get a goal. One thing for positioning wise, if that puck didn't go in, I did want to highlight Janice was in a pretty good spot. If she got, yeah, I think he's in a good spot. I'd like Alex to also, one of the things that he can do, and it's for everyone else to kind of think about, is I actually rewind this. So he goes down, circles back around, and I go down, and then he gets the pass to me, and we circle around, going around this circle. So what Alex can actually do is basically do the same thing, and get down here, and as I go across, a pass could come down and go to him, and he'll do the same exact thing. The other thing we're trying to eyeball is anyone coming down the middle like this for a pass, and then we can get a shot off. At this point, Janice has already kind of passed it, and that's perfectly fine. Because you can see like she's coming down right there. Didn't open up for Alex at that point, and that's perfectly fine. But we can always cycle around, and then as we get better, she could also join in on the circle party as well. Now, as we move across, so if Alex went down here to try that out, as we move across, we've talked about once the puck starts moving into the center column, or even the cone of death or the pizza slice, then people wants to start moving towards the net, crashing the net. As puck starts getting into there, then we can bang home rebounds. So a little thing, if this shot didn't go in, if Alex started on the circle party, he would come in and then go towards the net, and then you can possibly dig a rebound chance right there. And just talking about getting towards the net, this goal doesn't happen if he doesn't go towards the net, right? So this is a perfect example. As so if we rewind it a little bit, hopefully this footage starts loading right here. So the pass across, oh my god. Okay, so puck goes towards the cone of death, the triangle of danger, whatever we want to call it, right? Then we want to get people start funneling in towards the net. So the same thing with Janice. If you start charging towards the net because the puck's starting to get there, boom, any rebound comes out, gets a shot in. So perfect example, just going back towards the second goal. Alright, so the Ducks want to go on the attack once again. What are the responsibilities? Ray's got that pressure on. Who's in charge of number 5? Okay, so this one's an interesting situation where their D actually comes in on the attack. And that is Rayhan's player. That's perfectly fine. But at this point, I identify someone else. I gotta cover someone else for the time being until they come back. So number 5's here. The same with like Carrie Ann. Who is she supposed to be covering? Maybe West, maybe number 5. But we get a dangerous chance right here. Boom! One timer, big save by Cliff. That's like chance number 18 for the Ducks. Alright, so we're having a really tough time breaking out. A lot of things. Kathy almost got right for abuse one more time because she's a little bit high, but able to get it out. But not cleanly. And the turnover again. Really, it's just, I think we're jumping the gun too early. And it's quite tough. And then the other thing is we're so high, we're relying on these huge bomb stretch passes that are low percentage. Not a big fan of it. And so here's an example of Ray could have definitely abused this player by gapping up on them. He decided, no, I'd like to be a little bit more conservative being a center ice. So didn't want the free puck. Another failed breakout incoming. Let's see what's happening. So Kathy's trying to protect it, getting closed off. That's perfectly fine. Resets it down to the center. That's perfectly fine. Couldn't quite get it, but Ray tries to jump up. Now it's a turnover. Big problems coming up. Another shot on Cliff. That's like chance number 19. Let's make it exciting. Let's keep watching. Why don't we jump ahead? Oh. Alex gets a chance. Speedy Gonzalez coming down. Stops up, gets closed off. Yeah, that's a tough one. Let's explain why this is the case. So as he's going in a line, like he's not able to mix and match the direction like we kind of talked about with Kathy, right? So there's no threat coming in this way. And as he's just going down this way, it's just very easy for them to continue and close off the door. And so at that point, the idea, he's trying to settle it down, but if you ever feel like that, it's never not like a bad idea, or it's never a bad idea to just send it down low, keep it deep in the zone. But that's a little explanation there. Alright, minute 45 left. Ducks are turning up the pressure pass in the middle. Able to call it for a whistle. Minute 30 left. They have pulled. Are they pulling the goalie? Not quite, not quite. Pass across. Jonas! Oh, what the heck? What was that? What? Here, I just bonks it on her knee pad or something, or her wrist. And then a glove save by Cliff. So it wasn't Hans that hurt the Caribbean, it was Fab. Yeah, big chance, but big block by Carrie Ann. On her wrist or her hand, I don't know. Maybe got time to upgrade that gloves. No, I'm just joking. Alright, now the Ducks have pulled the goalie. They really want a goal here. So what do we want to for? Oh no. Okay, good stop there by Jess. Net front, guys, net front. Big block by Andrew again. Tons of blocks. Okay. Janice is able to get it out. Question mark. Big battle going on there. And the game over. So 3-0. I'd say the Ducks definitely outchanced us by a lot. Wasn't even close, like by a lot. A lot of interesting items to talk about today. Now, if you liked it, please subscribe if you haven't already. Please like the video if you liked it. Comment if you want. Share it to all your friends. Anyways, good game. 3-0. Score did not reflect the game itself, but it was a fun game nonetheless.